The key to motivation is routine. Now that may sound boring and mundane, but it's not. If you get into a healthy routine, and that includes a lot of things, like for me it's getting up early, working out 45 minutes to an hour every day, and then really into the routine of taking care of yourself too. Routine is part of motivation. Every day you're going to get thrown a ton of shit that's going to hit you, particularly if you're an entrepreneur. Even if you're just working in a job, you're going to get emails and texts about, nobody says, hey, you're doing a great job, I just want to send you an email. They say, here's 5 problems I'm having right now, and here's the storm I'm in today, go fix it. That's generally 99% of your communications. So when you're working, you have to kind of categorize what you're going to deal with first. Now, to stay motivated, here's a little trick that I've used. Start your day with the biggest problem. When you've got all your energy, take it right out of the gate. Whatever it is, it's going to be some horrific problem, you got to deal with it. Get it done first. Generally speaking, there's going to be 5 to 7 things you have to do every day. You won't get them all done every week and every day, but you want to take the top 3 and nail them. And the trick to that is to do nothing else till you solve those problems. That's a big trick. I learned this years ago. I actually post this stuff the night before, with a little sticky note, right on the mirror. It's very, very useful. So what I do every night is I take a little MC Squares. You know that product? That's one of my Shark Tank deals, wonderful company. And I write down the things I got to get done the next morning. There's no tech here. I actually write it down, stick it on the mirror. Get up in the morning, work out, come back for the shower, start nailing down those things. I always have my phone with me, so if I can start working on one of those things when I'm shaving, I'll call the guy up and I'll be shaving, getting it done. One of the biggest tricks of motivation is if you actually solve a big problem first when you have all the energy at the beginning of the day, it actually motivates you to keep going. No question about it. Now, the other issue you've got to deal with motivation is be able to take a minute off. Sometimes when I'm just frazzled, could be 2 in the afternoon, this is a trick. You just go sit in a chair and do something completely different. Listen to some tunes, take a snooze, read a book. It has nothing to do with the stuff you're doing during the day. Now, the people in the Mediterranean know this trick. They call it a siesta. They always take a snooze at 1 to 2. And the food they eat's really great, which leads me a great segue into the next piece. Do not eat food. People say, oh, it's too expensive to eat good food. Not so. You really, really don't want to eat crap. Crap drags you down. Now, what's crap? Look, everybody likes to snack, but you can't eat crap, and you know what I'm talking about. Overly fatty, too much salt, too much sugar, too much snacking, too many chocolates, all that stuff. You can indulge a little bit, but your core base of the 3 meals you eat during the day have to be good food. You cannot run the body with crap food. It just doesn't work, and you will learn this pretty damn fast. Now, that also means I like to drink wine. You got to drink it in moderation. So I have a little rule for myself. I never drink before I go on television. I never drink until 4 o'clock. Why? I'm involved in the financial markets, so they're open till 4. I never drink till 4 o'clock. Usually I don't even drink till about 5. The only reason you add employees is sales is growing. You don't add employees unless revenue is increasing because you can't afford them. If you have sales growth, then you have to start thinking about getting support people so your customer service level stays in the top quartile. That's when you hire people. You're always keeping your eye on how do I service my customers, how do I make sure my employees are happy, how do I make sure my investors are happy. Those are your 3 constituencies. But number 1 is you've got to have happy customers. And the reason you bring on the risk of that extra overhead is you need employees to do that. So no hiring anybody until your sales go up. Every time you double your sales, you should add a couple of people to do customer service and support in all areas of the business, whether it's accounting, whether it's what you do online to support them, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales. Those people are supporting customers at the end of the day. That's how it works. No hiring anybody until sales go up. I tell entrepreneurs today, and I invest in so many of them, when I say to them, look, you're starting this journey, I want you to understand something. This is not going to be fun all the time. You're going to work 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, because there's some guy in Mumbai or Shanghai that's going to kick your ass if you don't.
And it's forever.
And it's forever.
Yeah.
But what will happen if you're successful, and you won't see it coming, you'll wake up one day and say, oh my goodness, I'm wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. you'll probably go right back to work, but the point is you created something of tremendous value, and the way it manifests itself to you later in life is it gives you freedom to do whatever you want. My number one message to entrepreneurs, and I teach today, is never pursue entrepreneurship for the greed of money. It has nothing to do with it at all. The whole reason to be an entrepreneur is the pursuit of freedom. That's why you do it. You do it because you want to be free one day to do whatever you like. I'm here because I want to be here. I don't have to be here. I don't even have to ever listen to a phone call again if I don't want to. That's not what I want to do. I enjoy spending my time doing the things that I want to do. And I deserve it because I worked like hell to get here. I've come to a new place in my understanding what works and doesn't. I also went through the educational process. I did an MBA, and people ask me, does that have anything to do with success or failure? And I say, no, it doesn't. I don't remember a single thing I learned there for the 2 years except the people I met that now are out there in the world as bankers and lawyers and whatever else they are, and I use them as my database of contacts to help build my businesses. So I think that was important, but the classes, I forget completely what it was about. I will say one thing though, I've learned something from what the Europeans do, Evan, and listen to this. In Switzerland, I have a stepfather who's Swiss. He lives in Geneva, Switzerland. I've been going over there for 40 years, back and forth. Take a company like Nestle. They offer an internship program that they call an apprentice program over there. It's almost like the sorcerer's helper in a Disney movie. In high school, if you think you like the food industry, maybe, Nestle's a global food company, they'll let you come in and work on weekends and afternoons after school to see what it's like in the real world, even though you're just a teenager. Why are they doing that? They're trying to figure out who is going to be the next asset for their company that is going to be someone who attaches themselves to the business maybe long term. So they get to try you out, you get to try them out, they pay you a small stipend, but that's an apprenticeship. What an opportunity for you. You're a teen. You're sitting in a meeting with a bunch of managers. You're absorbing all that stuff and you're learning. Why the hell don't we do that in North America? Because maybe 1 out of 10 is the right person, but once you're indoctrinated, if that's the right word, into the, call it the Nestle program, you're a Nestleite. You're there. They want you, you want them, and away your career goes. I love it. I think every company in North America should take that program on and offer this opportunity to kids in their teens and say, look, you want to see what work is? You want to see what it's like? Get in here. But it also gives you a chance as an entrepreneur to say, I understand the corporate structure and now I want to try something a little different on my own, but I will have had that base of information, not only about what it's like, but that sector. If you love the food industry, you're with the El Supremo. And you're learning about it, and then one day you can split off and say, hey, Nestle, I'm going to build this food business. You want to buy it from me after it gets to 50 million? That's the program I like. Nobody's happy 100% of the time. That's not how life works, my friends. It just doesn't work that way. But you got to get up in the morning and ask yourself, what can I do today that solves for 3 problems for me? 1, most of us are working. I'm going to be working until I drop dead. So I want to get something done towards that. How can I do something for my family? Because family first all the time. What can you do with your family? And if you're married or living with your significant other, what can I do to help them? Because a happy significant other, the happy wife, happy life, well, these days, happy significant other, happy life. So you got to balance all these 3 things with your day. You got to take care of who you're living with. You got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your business. And when you're doing these things, you're going to find that they eat up 60-70% of your day. If your mind goes idle, sometimes you can get depressed. It's happened to me too. Things get on my mind. I can't sleep. I worry about it. It's the wrong thing to do. You've got to think big picture. Happiness is so hard to pursue, and anybody that tells you they're happy 100% of the time is full of shit. That is so not true. Everybody deals with stress, regardless of your situation. I have people that are friends of mine that are incredibly wealthy and they're miserable. I know people that are struggling financially and are happy with their families. So it has nothing to do with money. Happiness, it's not a destination, it's a journey. Every day's different, and life is going to throw you some crazy stuff. Remember this conversation when it happens. Stay focused. Don't go nuts. try and stay focused on the things that matter in your life. Your job, your family. Those are basically it. And the things you love. You know, if you love to play music, you love art, you got to spend some time with that too.